I'm not sure why, but in the late 80s, 3 different film studios thought it would be funny if they all made the exact same movie.
Good grief. That's not my hand, that's Annabelle's.
Whoever came up with this idea must have been a big fan of Jodie Foster's body-switching Freaky Friday, only instead of mother and daughter, this time it was father and son. See? They put an original twist on the idea. First out of the gate was Like Father, Like Son, released in October of 1987. Starts out with some asshole stumbling through the desert with a jacked up leg. Some Indian finds him and carries him home for medical attention. Because he's such a baby, the only way they can get him to stop thrashing around and fix his leg is by transferring him into the body of another person. Apparently this is accomplished by drinking some kind of syrup, looking that person in the eyes, and presto changeo, you've switched bodies. You'd think there'd be like a million different plants they could use as an anesthetic. Switching bodies just so he can get a few stitches seems way overkill. So the guy gets back to America, and he's got a little bottle of this brain transference serum. Those Indians were really trusting to let him have that. I can't think of anything positive it could be used for. This is likely to turn out worse than the time that stupid kid sold a mogwai. Wait a minute. They didn't give him that serum. He murdered them all and stole it, didn't he? Yes. Yes, he did.
This is a very, very special young man. Church every Sunday, drug-free, talented, hard-working guy, wonderful role model. We need more kids like Kirk Cameron. And there that is.
Like Father, Like Son stars Dudley Moore and Kirk Cameron. I can totally see the family resemblance. Kirk's best friend is Sean Astin from The Goonies, who would later grow up to play Patton Oswalt on Stranger Things. Man, this kid's annoying.
Hello there, how you doing? The name's Traeger. As in horse, as in hung-like.
And his dating advice is for the birds.
Now just walk up to her, look her right in the eye and say, Lori, will you go out with me to the concert tomorrow night? And if not, I'll set fire to you.
Hey, baby. Go out with me or I'll set you on fire. Anyway, the murderer, serum thief, is the annoying kid's uncle. So, of course, he siphons some off so he and Kirk can play around with it. I like how his first instinct is to experiment on the cat and dog. Hey, let's torment these helpless animals for our own amusement. You just know this creepy kid once stuck a kitten in a microwave. It bothers me for the entire rest of the movie that these little assholes never bother switching them back. It's haunting to think of those poor animals, trapped in unfamiliar bodies. Can they adapt? Or do they simply succumb to depression and drown themselves in the pool? Of course, Dudley Moore put some serum in his Bloody Mary, and he and Kirk switch bodies. Oops. The movie spent about 30 minutes setting all this up, and then disappointingly doesn't really do anything with the situation. The father in the kid's body goes to school and acts like an asshole, while the kid in the father's body goes to his job at the hospital and acts like a cool guy. Like Father, Like Son is put together real sloppily. Like there's a scene where the hospital interns are shocked to see the kid in his father's body chewing gum.
So you're chewing gum?
Oh yeah, you want some?
No, thanks. No, thank you.
Shouldn't there have been a scene earlier when the father was yelling at these guys for chewing gum or something? I don't see why they care he's chewing gum now. There's also this scene, where the father and son are having a fight, and some random guy suddenly appears on their lawn yelling shit.
You've been out all night doing God knows what in my body. Right!
Who the hell is this? I had to rewind the movie and realized he's an adult paperboy. The movie needed a better shot introducing him so we know he's in the scene, because right now his magical appearance is really confusing.
You are grounded. For the rest of your life! Yeah, all right, lean on him!
And look how there's either an earthquake or someone bumps the fucking camera in the middle of this scene. Should we use another take? Screw it. Just go with the shaky one. The ending of the movie is unbelievably anticlimactic. Instead of finding more serum, or using the hospital surgeons to give them brain transplants, the kid and his father go back to normal when the serum just randomly wears off on its own. Really? So instead of fucking everything up at the school and the hospital, these two numbnuts could have just sat around the house for 2 days and everything would have been fine? You'd think once they were back to normal the movie would be over. Yet the movie continues on, so we can see the kid confront the school bully.
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'll fight you 2 hands behind my back. What do you say?
So sucker punching a defenseless guy makes him the big hero? Those kids in the background are cheering louder than if he punched a Nazi. Things aren't over for the bully yet, because the annoying friend slips him some serum and makes him and the evil hospital administrator switch bodies.
Wait, he had more of that serum the whole time? Why didn't they just use that to switch back?
The second movie was Vice Versa, starring Judge Reinhold and Wonder Years Wonder Kid Fred Savage, released in March 1988, only 5 months after Like Father, Like Son. Just like Father, Like Son, Vice Versa starts off in an exotic land. The opening scene is ripped right off from Raiders of the Lost Ark, with 2 guys stealing a sacred idol, only it's Buddhist monks instead of natives chasing them to the river. Obviously, Rosewood and Kevin get a hold of the skull and say the magic words.
I wish I could change places with you.
Yeah? Well, I wish I could too.
I like how they literally switch bodies, making their clothes shrink, or rip apart like the Hulk or the Wolfman.
There must be a perfectly logical explanation for this.
Maybe this happened all over America. Invasion of the body switchers.
You know, that's actually a pretty good idea for a movie. Everybody in the world switches places. Just think of all the hijinks such confusion would cause. There'd be riots and mass suicides and everything.
I also like the moment where the kid is totally impressed with his dad's cock. At school, the teacher finds a note on Kevin saying, "I love you," and the lonely, delusional woman assumes it was meant for her.
This is a little embarrassing. Frankly, I think he has a crush on me.
Jeez, she's so proud of herself for turning on a young kid. She would totally go for him. You know, if Dad doesn't get out of his son's body fast, it's going to be one of those Mary Kay Letourneau situations going on. There's some criminals who want the skull. Unaware of its awesome power, they stupidly hold it while making a wish, and presto changeo.
Don't tell me you don't have girls there. You trade all that for a New York winter on 34th Street.
New York! I wish!
Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. The father and son wished to switch places, so they did. All the criminal wished for was to date a girl in New York, so why did the skull switch them? I guess it doesn't grant wishes, it just switches bodies.
Get undressed, Dad. You'll rip my pajamas.
At the end of the movie, a naked ceremony with the skull gets them back to normal. Although closer, having now walked a mile in one another's shoes.
Oh my God.
All right, Dad. All right.
Less than 4 weeks later, only 6 months after Like Father, Like Son, came 18 again. This time, the body swap occurred between a grandfather and his grandson. Made by New World Pictures, who put out such classics as Hellraiser and House and Return to Horror High, 18 again looks like them trying a classy production for once. They got the great George Burns to star. He was like the most respected elder comedian on the planet at the time. Turns out, New World Pictures wasn't classing it up. It was George Burns who was slumming it down. So it's George Burns' 81st birthday. Really? He looks a lot older than 81. I would have thought he was at least 102. He's a big businessman, with a trophy girlfriend everyone but him realizes is a gold digger. So, in Like Father, Like Son, the body switch was accomplished by the use of an ancient serum. In Vice Versa, the body switch was accomplished by use of a sacred skull. How do you suppose the body switch is accomplished in 18 again?
They share a magic cigar, maybe? Close.
Grandpa!
81-year-old George Burns switches bodies with his 18-year-old grandson when they crash their Rolls-Royce into a hipster art store. This is where the movie pulls a dirty bait and switch. People came to this awful picture because they wanted to see George Burns acting like an 18-year-old. But after the car accident, he's in a coma. He spends the whole movie lying there doing nothing, and we're stuck watching the kid.
What a ripoff. Bunch of crooks.
So while his grandson's soul languishes in his dying body, George Burns takes advantage of the situation to live out all his I wish I was 18 again fantasies. He runs track, he sasses the teachers, he hits on the pretty girls, like this one, who did the ESP test in Ghostbusters.
Is it a star?
It is a star. Very good.
Right off the bat, he starts poisoning the kid's body with cigars. Pretty soon, he's pouring down the booze too. Hey, he's got fresh lungs and liver. Screw the kid's health.
God, Maddie. It's great to see you.
Also, I think he was going to use the kid's body to bang the creepy gold digger. I can only imagine what other things he did with his grandson's body off-screen. At the end of the movie, the family decides to pull the plug on the old man's body. So George Burns steals it and crashes it into the hospital chapel. Of course, if one crash switched them in the first place, a second crash is the only way to put them back.
Jack! Golly, help me up.
All three of these movies have a lot of the same scenes. Going to the rock concert, running track, fighting the bully. But only one has something the others don't. That's right. Instead of squandering its PG-13 rating on profanity, 18 again uses it to give us a nice gratuitous nude scene. Tits and ass. Ah, sleazy New World Pictures. They never let you down. I wish you'd grow up.
Lori, will you go out with me to the concert tomorrow night? And if not, I'll set fire to you.
Shenanigans. It's been a lot of fun, shenanigans. But now we've got to run. It's funny how the minutes seem to fly.